So happy to be joined by UFC flyweight champion Valentina Shevchenko, who will be defending her title a week today against Alexa Grasso at UFC 285 in the co-main event. Valentina, how are you today?
Doing good, doing good. Just finished my Saturday training and feeling strong and ready to step into the fight week.
Yes, we're very excited for that. And I know you were in Japan. You just got back to Las Vegas. When did you arrive in Vegas?
It's already about 3-4 days we are here,
Right.
so acclimatization going smooth and well. And yeah, I'm happy that we spend time in Kyrgyzstan. I started my training camp in Kyrgyzstan, so many good training partner over there. Then we for about a month we spent in Japan, so amazing training there too. And yeah, our last part is here, last stop Las Vegas.
That's great. Save the best for last. I know, obviously, yeah, you mentioned that they're training in Japan. You like training all over the world. This is something we know. I know last time it was in Washington State, this time in Japan. Why did you choose Japan in Tokyo to have this camp?
Because on that time we spent since September a good time visiting my family, my friends in Kyrgyzstan, and actually I kind of I started my training camp over there, and because right now there are so many good fighters in all weight classes. And actually before we moved to Japan, we traveled to Japan, there was event Grand Prix. It's like MMA event when a fighter to win the championship, the event has to pass 3 fights, 3 rounds, 5 minutes fights.
Oh, cool.
Student of my mom, Big John Matisayev, he won all 3 fights. He won the final. It was crazy night, and he did so good. All his fights he won by submission, rear naked choke, and yeah, it was very intense and very strong fighters, his opponents. And yeah, I'm very happy that there is other boys almost my weight class, also very I'm thinking they kind of already very ready to step and challenge someone in UFC, or at least try to go in there in big league and try themselves. And I hope they will have this chance to show to the world themselves. So yeah, and being there in Kyrgyzstan, it's kind of Japan, it always was in my list, this country. I wanted to visit, I wanted to see the culture, the people, everyone. And all this COVID and all every country was closed. So it was very hard to get visas to there. And in Kyrgyzstan, is embassy right there next to the corner. And we went there and everything played so good, so well. And yeah, we traveled to Japan, had amazing training camp in Paraestra Kashiwa gym. So many good training partners, boys and girls, my weight class. And it's amazing because I have a very difficult time to find someone exactly my weight class. Everyone way bigger here, at least in the United States. And in Japan, it's amazing. All flyweights, bantamweights, it's kind of straw weights, a lot. And yeah, we have good time training there, culture, see the custom of people. And it's amazing. I'm so happy that I was able to at least touch a little bit that amazing world.
That's excellent. Who did you have a chance to train with down there? I know there was a lot of different training partners, but are there any names you can mention of who you got to work with in Japan?
Oh yeah, it's so Hiromas, Rio. It's very hard for me to pronounce their last names.
No
Yeah,
problem. No, first
but
first name's fine. We can look it up. I'm sure. Yeah, or who
yeah,
they, or maybe who they compete for as well. Or they compete for Ryzen or any of these other promotions, won championship.
all of them, they are competitors of Ryzen. So yeah, they are competing in Ryzen. There is another promotion, Deep it's called. So
Yep.
one of them, he was Hiromasa, he was competing in Tough, actually, when Brandon Moreno was there as well. So yeah, he was there as well. So one actually son of the owner of the gym of Pariestra, his name Kento and
Okay.
Rio. And Rio, he is now in Thailand and he's getting ready for a road to UFC, what is gonna be in Singapore, I guess, right?
Yep.
Sometime. Time. So yeah, and a lot of strawweight female fighters who is competing same in Rising in Deep. So yeah, it's was look all level.
Mhm. Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's talk about Alexa Grasso, your opponent. It looked like you got a full training camp for this one. When did you find out about the fight?
Oh, oh, yeah, I already forgot when I
It
found
was
out.
probably after the holidays, though. I think I know the media, we found out, I want to say a month or two ago around there. Was that accurate? Yeah.
Same time, almost like
Okay.
months or two ago. Yeah, and when all media like released the information, I still didn't get official confirmation from
Oh,
UFC.
okay.
Was kind of like yes or no, and you don't know, are you, or you're training or you're not.
Yeah.
And we decided no, we better training, and there if something happened, we just extend our training camp. So I started to train since then.
Okay, that makes sense. And were you expecting to fight Alexa next? I know Manon Fiorot was another name that was spoken about. Were there any other opponents on that you knew of, or was it always going to be Alexa?
Oh, it was two actually. Yes, it was. These two names was bringing up all the time. It's Alexa and Manon,
Mhm.
and but then someone told me that Manon, she got injured,
That's right.
and she had like surgery. So I knew it's like if one she cannot, now it's gonna be Alexa. And yeah, it looks like it's played like the same as UFC wanted. UFC wanted Alexa, so Alexa is next opponent.
Was there any talk at all of Taila Santos getting the rematch with you just because of how close that fight was, or was she never an option for your next opponent?
I never heard this name bringing up as an option for me. So yeah, and I don't know why people. Yeah, it's kind of like was decision very close, but for immediate rematch, someone has to show like some extraordinary fight, not just sitting behind the back and like waiting all the time when 5 minutes pass round. Like yeah, and getting damage on the damage what she got. It's kind of like yeah, she deserves a rematch, but not immediate. She has to actually have another fight and shows herself again to receive this opportunity again.
Yes, and of course, Talia was supposed to fight Erin Blanchfield last weekend. Santos can't go; her visa or her corners could not get their visas. So in steps Jessica Andrade. Before that fight ended up happening, did you think Jessica was going to win? Who did you have going into that fight with Erin Blanchfield?
Frankly, I have huge doubts that Jessica even trained for that fight.
Okay.
I think that she was like relaxing on the beach and doing like in Brazil like good stuff with family, like, and then oh my God, I have a call. I want to fight. Do you want to fight in 1 week? She said yes. Why not? I gained some money, and she went and there. So it's kind of like very different when fighter in the best shape fight
Mhm.
and like completely without the shape fight. So yes, Erin, she won, and she won. It's everything like legit. Yes, she did good. But the other question was Jessica, same Jessica as she is.
Okay, so if you think if Jessica had a full camp, do you think she would defeat Erin if they were to fight again?
I think it would be different fight, completely different fight. I saw the fight, yes, and I know Erin. She's like talking too much right now, using her opportunity to like bringing her name up. And yeah, she's young. She's kind of like 23 years old. This is what she has to do. Yeah, but I think for the title fight, she's still green.
Okay. Were you impressed though with Erin's performance? At least going out and finishing Jessica. Like it's not like she won a decision; she actually finished her in the second round. What were your impressions of Erin in that fight?
I saw the first round, and after and that's it. And that I like not, on next day I heard about her victory by rear naked choke, and I saw some like highlights of that one. Mm, yeah, and as I say, I didn't see any like resistance. It
Okay.
was like looks like Jessica kind of like already was tired, and she said like okay, enough, I did what I had to do.
Mhm.
Yeah, now I want to enjoy. And she kind of like okay, take your victory. So this is my opinion. I don't know, maybe it felt differently inside of the octagon, but at least what it was like through the highlights what I saw. I know there is like so many like now talk about like Erin, like a potential like rising star and whatever, and she's using her platform, she's using like whatever she has to use, like trying to speak like brave. And but for me she looks like a little happy puppy. You know, this like puppies when they are didn't have any troubles yet. They don't know what is life, and they are like jumping around with ears up and like barking, like and smiling to each other. But once they start like starting to step into the mature world where real like fighters, real sharks is, and it's kind of like choking them, and they kind of like, oops, I didn't expect that, and they slowly starting to change their like how they speak, how they do themselves. It's happening with everyone. It happened with Macy Barber. It's happened with all the of other fighters. Now they are very polite. Now they're very like smart and speaking good and speaking. So for me, she is like a little puppy.
Okay, fair enough. Were you at least surprised though that she decided to strike with Jessica? We've seen Jessica finish a number of opponents. Caitlin Chukagian, she almost finished Lauren Murphy. Were you at least surprised to see that Erin was able to trade with her and not get finished?
Oh, it's kind of like yeah, I saw she tried, but since then, I think it was 1 or 2 moments when she said, okay, no, I better go wrestle. And she immediately went to clinch. So I didn't see too much like interchange of strikes there. So
Okay.
I saw it was kind of, and then straight to the clinch.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Alexa Grasso. That's who you are fighting next Saturday. I mentioned it there. Stylistically, how do you feel like you match up against Alexa? She's very well-rounded, much like yourself.
Yeah, I think Alexa, she's a great fighter. She's an MMA fighter, and she's, yes, well-rounded, complete fighter. And this is what it's about. This game, it's MMA. It's not about striking. It's not about wrestling. It's about everything. It's no matter how good you are in some point like striking or wrestling, it's if you are cannot use your skills, it doesn't matter at all. So I'm ready for the same way as I was preparing for any challenge. I'm ready for Alexa, and yeah, I think it's gonna be a very good fight.
The weight cut, how's that going? Because I'm sure in Japan you were probably eating a bit differently just because you might not have the same foods you would have in the US. So how is the weight cut going a week away from the fight?
Everything's the same. I like even when I'm out of my like walk around weight, it's I'm not in the training camp, and I try to no overpass 135. So 135 is my kind of like limit what I'm walking, and right now I'm 130 already. So yeah, everything's good. Definitely, it was a little bit struggles in Japan because you want to try everything,
Of
but
course, yeah.
I know that one thing is worked very well. During the day, you can eat whatever you want, and then nighttime, you just like skip your food.
Oh, so you fasting, I think, is what they call it. So you don't, you probably don't eat as much, right?
Yeah, this is a system, but it's very popular right now in modern days.
Mhm.
But actually, for about like 20 years, we are using this kind of like it's not a diet; it's a lifestyle.
Yes, no, I would agree with that. Anything different for your corner? Is it going to be Coach Pavel and your sister? Who will be in the cage with you on next Saturday?
Yeah, actually, all my corners they are coming like this week and next week. Yeah, Pavel is here already. He's continuing my trainings, and Antonina, she's coming from Puerto Rico, where she's working as a pilot, and yeah, she's like making her holidays a little bit like yeah, to move all her schedule around to have this like week or 10 days to stay in my corner. So we she's arriving today, and Thailand, he was in the my last fight, and Richard, he's like my several last fights, he was as well from New York.
And how do you see this fight playing out next Saturday? One thing with Alexa, she's never been finished at flyweight, but you fought a number of opponents that had never been finished before, and you finished them, including Jessica Andrade and Caitlin Chukagian. So what's your prediction for this fight? How do you see this one playing out?
The only thing what I can say and won't say about the fight, I will do everything with what I have to do. I never thinking like, oh, I will finish the fight, or I will like third round, second round, first round knockout. I don't. I think it's wasting time because you never can predict any finish. You can try to do your best, and if like the destiny will like guide you and lead you to this finish, you will have it. Yes, definitely. I will do everything to finish the fight sooner. And yeah, I definitely train for this. I feel very strong and confident for the fight, but I'm ready for even for the full distance as well. But I know for sure I will leave all my heart and everything in the fight, because this is what for I was training for 30 years now.
How excited are you as well that you're sharing this card with Jon Jones and his big return fight? He's been off for 3 years. It's his return fight at heavyweight. Everyone's really excited him fighting Ciryl Gane. What does that mean to you? Be a part of this card?
Amazing. It's a be part of the history, be in this kind of like historical events. It means a lot, and it's huge and big, and that's why I am here and prepared for my fight as good as I can.
Do you think Jon can do it? Do you think he'll get the title after being off? Because he is considered one of the greatest of all time, but Ciryl Gane, he's only lost one time in the UFC.
Everyone has opportunity, and yeah, definitely everyone very curious how he's gonna do in heavyweight, because it's different weight class, different power. But yeah, let's see, it's gonna be amazing card, amazing fight, and I'm looking forward to it as well.
Now, based off what we talked about earlier about kind of your division, are you assuming that Manon Fiorot will be next for the winner of this fight? Or like you said, it kind of sounds like you think Erin would need one more fight if she was to fight you.
I don't think that Erin she's gonna be next, sincerely, because as I mentioned, I don't think that she's ready. But yeah, there is like other fighters like Manon Fiorot, yes, as well. But I don't know how soon she can be back on track again. So let's not overpass the Saturday next
Absolutely.
Saturday.
Yeah.
After the Saturday, what's gonna happen next, right?
Yeah, we can discuss after the fight. We'll see what happens there. And again, not looking past Saturday, but just kind of looking at the rest of the year. Would you want to have your next fight after this one be on International Fight Week? Because the timing would work out well. This is in March, International Fight Week in July. You fought on there before. That's a big event. Is that kind of what you're thinking, or would you like traveling? So I'm wondering if you'd want to go have a fight abroad as well.
Oh yeah, maybe. I never thought about that. Yeah, so March is gonna be about 4 months from there. Yeah,
Yep.
it's playing pretty good for me. And yeah, why not? If, for example, I would have the next fight in July, so I can fight like 3 times in this year, and it would be amazing, because last year it was just once.
Yeah. Do you think the Amanda Nunes fight will never happen at this point, just because this seemed like a good opportunity to do it? Amanda doesn't have an opponent. I know they went with Alexa Grasso, but do you kind of get the sense that you'll never fight Amanda again?
No, completely. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think like backwards. I think it's fight's gonna happen. I
Okay.
think, yeah.
There we go. Just a couple more quick things. One big piece of news, Francis Ngannou leaving the UFC. Just how surprised were you that he decided to leave and go and box?
I really don't know what to think about that. Yeah, I hope he will find what he's looking for, and he will be happy in his new things. I really like. I don't know. Like, yeah. I,
It's tough, right? Yeah, because he's obviously at the top of his game, but there might be other opportunities for him to make some money in boxing, right? So you see both sides of it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I heard like numbers what like the contract was offering, and but he said it's not about money, it's something about different stuff. Me like working with UC for like long time, I every time like was taken care so good from the promotion. And you know, like all fighters when they got injured, and I heard there many situations when they injured in the fight. Yes, definitely, but what is happening in the fight, you see taken care of 100%. But sometimes even like on the training, they are injured, but you see taken care of them. And I never heard no one time when you see turn back to any like person who's asking for help.
Mm.
No, the team, it's very like amazing every time, like having like this support from the team. And I know it because yeah, it was when I was not champion yet. they was taking care of me very good. And yeah, definitely I think there it's kind of like very surprising things for me that many people saying that bad stuff about the promotion, because I was working with different promotion, and I have like a lot of experience see how different promotion taking care of their fighters. And I would say for them, for all people who are criticizing, they don't know what they're saying, because other promotion, they not even like sometimes not taking care of ticket travels of the coaches of the fighters, and they're saying, okay, you travel here, we giving you just like this your purse, and then you go take care or go your surgery by yourself. So it's like there is this is the world, this is what's happening. Not every promotion is so big and careful and reliable as you see. That's why I'm very surprised why people saying so much bad stuff sometimes.
Yep. And then last question, Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler are coaching The Ultimate Fighter. Would you ever want to be a coach on that show?
Yes, I do want.
There we go. You and Amanda, they could do it, right? I think that would be cool.
Why not? Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a cool experience. Yeah, because it's something different. And it's kind of like saying story before the fight. And yeah, it's kind of like working for the fight. Very good.
That's great. Valentina, thank you so much for the time. I know you could be resting right now. I know you just finished training, so I really appreciate it as always. If there's anyone you'd like to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
No, yeah, I'm ready for the fight, ready to show like all my power and skills. And yeah, thank you, Jens, for having me. And I know we were working on make it happen.
We made it happen. We made it happen. It worked. So I appreciate you always work with me. So I always appreciate that.
Of course, of course.